Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving deep into a seriously fascinating chapter of human history. We're going to explore exactly how ancient Indian scholars laid so many of the absolute foundations of our modern global knowledge. And what's really cool is they didn't just do this through raw calculation or trial and error. They achieved it by completely blending rigorous empirical science with profound philosophical thought. It's an incredible journey, and it touches almost every single aspect of the modern world we live in today.
So our agenda for today covers 5 main areas: mathematics, astronomy, medicine, metallurgy, and architecture. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's just jump right into our first pillar.
Section 1. Mathematics, the Global Foundation.
Now, this ancient Sanskrit text we're looking at isn't just beautiful poetry. It's actually a highly sophisticated mathematical blueprint. It translates to a direct description of the decimal place value system, detailing how each leftward position represents a power of 10. Think about that for a second. The very concept of place value, the stuff we teach in elementary schools right now, was being codified in these ancient texts to literally transform mathematical structures global.
But you know that entire place value system? It wouldn't even work without this next massive concept: zero. Every single time you use a decimal point to calculate your finances or boot up a computer that relies on a binary code of zeros and ones, you are tapping directly into this ancient Indian innovation. By conceptualizing zero not just as an empty placeholder, but as an actual, functioning number, they simplified complex arithmetic and ultimately laid the absolute groundwork for higher math, including algebra and calculus.
And they didn't just stop at zero, not even close. You have the mathematician Aryabhata introducing early approximations of pi and foundational sign calculations for trigonometry. And even more surprisingly, you've got Brahmagupta formulating solutions for quadratic equations and establishing hard rules for operations involving positive and negative numbers, centuries before they were widely adopted anywhere else in the world.
Moving right along, Section 2, Astronomy Ahead of Time.
This ancient verse from Aryabhata is truly mind-blowing because it explicitly uses terms that translate to due to Earth's movement. Long before the telescope was even a thought, Aryabhata understood that the celestial motion we see in the night sky is actually caused by the Earth rotating on its own axis.
So while the rest of the world was basically looking up, trusting the static Earth illusion of the naked eye and assuming the stars just revolved around us, Aryabhata used rigorous observation and mathematical deduction to uncover our heliocentric reality. He saw right through the illusion to understand that it was our planet doing the spinning.
And to really underscore the sheer precision of these astronomical observations, just consider this number: 365.358. That is what Aryabhata calculated for the exact length of the solar year. Without modern instruments, without satellites or computers, he arrived at a figure that almost perfectly aligns with the most advanced scientific measurements we use today. It's just wild.
All right, Section 3, Ayurveda, Early Medical Mastery.
Shifting from the cosmos to the physical body, the teachings of the great physician Charaka emphasize that achieving internal equilibrium, specifically balancing the bodily energies known as the doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha, is the true foundation of preventative care. Charaka's foundational text on internal medicine preached that wellness wasn't just about fixing what was already broken, it was about maintaining a strict state of balance to prevent illness in the first place.
Then you have the legacy of Sushruta, widely known as the father of surgery, and his achievements are packed with modern-sounding milestones. His ancient text, the Sushruta Samhita, actually cataloged over 300 distinct surgical procedures. We are talking about delicate cataract removal surgeries and complex rhinoplasty being performed in ancient times, complete with advanced sterilization techniques.
Section 4. Metallurgy, Unmatched Metal Innovations.
So here's a question for you. How does a massive iron pillar stand outside, completely exposed to the elements, for over 1,600 years without rusting? The Iron Pillar of Delhi is this massive physical testament to a metallurgical mystery that baffled later scientists and engineers for generations.
Well, the answer lies in these ancient texts, which act as a blueprint for their unique corrosion-resistant techniques. The historical writings speak directly to a really deep Indian mastery of alloy development and pure metal extraction. They weren't just melting metals, they were chemically engineering them for extreme durability.
And, it wasn't just iron either. Ancient Indian metallurgists also developed entirely revolutionary distillation methods to extract zinc.
Because zinc vaporizes at a really low temperature, capturing it is notoriously difficult. It was a feat unmatched globally until much, much later in history.
This brings us to Section 5, Architecture, Monumental Ancient Engineering.
The ancient architectural mindset had this profound appreciation for seamlessly blending natural materials with highly technical structural engineering. To them, a building wasn't just a shelter, it was a perfect synthesis of aesthetic beauty and incredibly durable protection.
And the ultimate proof of this is right there in the monumental rock-cut caves of Ajanta and Ellora. Carved directly out of solid rock faces, these structures set a global precedent for structural beauty and extreme durability. They prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that ancient Indian engineering was every bit as robust and advanced as their theoretical mathematics.
Finally, Section 6, The Legacy, Science Meets Philosophy.
So, what was the secret to all this enduring success? It was their integrated approach. Ancient Indian thinkers succeeded by completely blending rigorous scientific observation with profound philosophical depth. Scholars like Varahamihira didn't just isolate subjects into neat little boxes. They recognized the intimate connections between everything, from meteorology to astronomy and from mathematics to architecture. Which brings me to this final thought I want to leave you with. Considering this immense legacy of holistic knowledge that essentially birthed so much of our modern world, how might we completely rethink our own approach to future discovery? If ancient scholars achieved so much by beautifully blending science with philosophy, what modern breakthroughs might we be missing today by keeping them separate? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating legacy with me.